Oh, so is it just on the dashboard that it's not working?
I'm sitting on the page
Yeah,
and
it
I don't
says
see
it's
anything.
happening
Let
now.
me try and.
Oh no,
Oh,
last broadcast was 3 minutes ago. Just try it again.
I am. Apparently, OBS has told me we're streaming. Oh, we are
Oh no,
streaming. We're
last
live.
broadcast was 3 minutes ago. Just
We're
I'm on
live.
the Twitch page. Okay,
We're live
well,
right now, but
let's
we
see.
can cut this short. It's fine.
All right, either way. So, hello. Now it's 1:11
yeah.
p.m. Pacific time, Saturday, April 15th. Areas Paradise podcast. Hopefully, episode 7. We've lost track. I know we haven't been doing this as frequently as we should have, or as regularly, but we're back on track now. Hopefully, everything goes well from this point on. I've been a little bit busy, and um, overall, it's been a bit mess. I'm here with Jinx, Steak, and the boy Green Beans, Big Green Beans,
It's because he's
and
fat.
Because I'm a cool kid.
the same recycled jokes again and again. They get funnier every time.
It's funny because it's true.
Ha, XDLOL.
Either way, I'm really excited about some of the topics today, especially something that I'm going to be opening up with. We've been talking about internally as staff for a little bit, and just going to throw it out there and formally get kind of announced that it's coming. That we're going to be having, how to describe this right now, community custom matches, I guess, coming up. It will be 2 teams each week. The logistics of that are kind of to be determined. It's in the air. We're either thinking EU versus NA, or me and Jinx could both be in charge of teams, and kind of like draft players from the pool of whoever's interested. Um, Either way, we'll have something going on, and every week there'll be like a for the pride trophy type of thing.
Just hope that you're on my team.
Just hope that you're on Jinx's team. Yeah. Um, Either way, so that's going to be coming soon once we get the logistics organized. Also coming soon is Paulus is planning a movie night through website that he found. It's Rabbit. I believe that's what it's called.
Sounds like a sex hobby.
I don't know. I think of sex when I think of rabbits, but that's okay, man. You do you. I know they're a little bit weird in Europe.
I'm thinking of a different rabbit.
Oh boy. Either way, so that's gonna be coming
You're
up.
thinking about that rabbit, aren't you?
I don't know what rabbit he's talking about.
It's pink.
And then,
Well, not necessarily, but you know what I mean.
yeah, and anyways, this is a family friendly program. Another thing coming up is the dude is planning his karaoke night, type of thing, which is also in the works, coming soon. So we'll have a lot of stuff to do, and we're gonna be hopefully getting a lot more members coming in with our most recent recruitment push, which is gonna be great. That being said, let's get right into the news.
Get right into the news.
All right, first order of business. Recently there was an article on Kotaku that was spawned by a Reddit post and some forum posts on the Blizzard Overwatch forums about how the SR system for healers is screwed up. That they really get the short end of the stick in ranked, and I think Unit Lost even did a video about it as well.
Don't talk to me about that prick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've talked about Stylosa before on here. I'm not a huge fan either, but it's just showing that the news is getting some traction, and it's your SR gain is extremely dependent on how long you are on fire throughout the match.
Yeah, it is.
But now healers aren't getting on fire as often anymore because heals and assists are broken for the on fire system now. So people like Mercy have to rely on their res to get to get on fire.
Well,
And because of that,
I mean, I can understand why this isn't new, but they've only recently brought it in where the amount of time you're on fire is the amount that you get.
Yeah.
It's to let's say entice people following the
Playing
objective,
well.
staying on the payload, camping the point.
Yeah, but that being said, it's that like Mercy to get on fire has to get like a 4-man res. So if someone plays Mercy absolutely just kills it on
No,
point the whole game.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They're gonna gain much less SR than the Reinhardt who put his shield up on point the whole time, which is still doing his job. But let's be honest, if the Mercy is keeping everyone alive, so let's say solo healing, and she gets way less SR gain than the guy that's just sitting on the payload, holding right click, it doesn't really seem entirely like the system's working.
No.
I think that Jeff Kaplan actually even said, I think the quote here is, the team was still hearing some reports and will keep working to fix it if it is in fact, or it working to fix
your words,
it.
Rishi, use your words.
If in fact is still broken, I can't. Either way, I'll edit this in post. We're trying to verify right now. See, it was it's a pretty big issue, I guess, especially because everybody
Needs a healer.
Everyone needs a healer. I personally don't like playing healers. A lot of people do though, but
Lucio's fine as a healer.
it's kind of discouraging, I guess, where you can play amazing, like you can have a great game, but because
And get nothing for it.
you get literally nothing for it. So then it becomes, well, what's the point of playing healer if you want to rank up? Now you have to play DPS, right? And it's kind of been like the prevailing thing where if you go online, like on Reddit, they say the easiest way to rank up is to play like DPS, like Soldier 76 or McCree, who can do a lot of damage, get on fire easy, or play Zarya.
Yeah, Zarya's very good for that. But Zarya's a good.
Yeah.
She's a good egg.
If you want to climb, Zarya is supposed to be one of the best heroes to climb with.
Zen's meant to be really good to climb with.
Yeah, see, because Zen can do a good amount of damage in his Discord orb, really helps out the team. But when you have like more, like traditional healer, like a Mercy type, like Doctor from or Medic from TF2, it's a little bit harder for them to climb. I think Ana is okay as well because she does damage. Mercy can either heal or do damage, but not like both very close to each other. So I think the main person this affects is Mercy, and I think right now she's pretty. Yeah, I guess Lucio too. He does do some damage, but I don't think his tickle gun can get him on fire very quickly.
Unless your DSP stanky.
Well, no, because you got to remember that it's not just.
So it's not just on fire, but it's the multiplier that gives you.
Yeah, it actually also goes down to gold medals. When you hear people go, "Well, I've got 4 gold medals," and you go, "Well, yeah, fair play." If Rodak has 4 gold medals, then I guess you do deserve a bit more SR.
Yeah, so I mean that makes sense, right? Because if you're leading the team in a statistical category, you deserve to be a little bit rewarded more. Now, if Roadhog's getting gold healing, then obviously there's something wrong. I think either the gold hog
I think if the Roadhog's getting gold damage, I think there's something wrong. I know that. I know he's a high DPS character, but if I'd say
isn't Roadhog technically DPS?
I think if a Hog's even out DPS in something like a Genji, even though Genji's not there to pure damage output, he's there to
flank and distract and
Because everyone knows Roadhog is a tank buster. Get rid of the shields, and then Hook maybe a squishy and one-shot it.
Well, I mean, yes, but either way, so the whole ranking system right now, I guess. I mean, it's always been broken. You're always going to hear people complain because everyone wants to be higher than they are. So it's always going to be broken for someone or the other. But I think that the way that it is right now, how much the On Fire gives you, so they either have to add assist and healing to On Fire, or they have to lower how much On Fire gives you for SR multiplier.
But you also heard that they're nerfing the streaks too as well, right?
Yeah, that's also on my list of things to talk
Let the man
about.
speak. You'll get round to it.
Yeah, Steak.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Just let me direct traffic, and things will go smoothly.
I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. So I guess unless anybody else has something major to chime in on the skill rating system right now, we can I guess then move on to the streaks.
Well,
because
on
that was mentioned.
On that note, I am actually leveling up a Smurf right now, and I'm going to play Reinhardt only compared to, say, my DPS only accounts and see what the SR gain is like on that.
Well,
and I'll do a comprehensive view on that a bit. It's level 10,
keep us updated.
Which is on the screen right now, I can see it.
Yeah. So yeah, just keep us in the loop on that, I guess. That'll be interesting to see. So the new streak system, where it is part of the latest patch, I guess. The multipliers only come into effect way later now. Instead of, I think the win streak started at like 3 wins, and then you start getting boosted.
No, before it was a 5. It was 5.
Oh,
before.
5. Okay.
And no one knows what it is now, but people assume it's about 7 or between 7 and 10.
I think that's. I feel like it's a lot harder to get on a win streak, so maybe that 5 win streak should have stayed the same. But I mean, losing streaks, I feel, are where people are complaining about more. Nobody's complaining that people are climbing SR because of win streaks. Well, I guess because nobody wants to take away their ability to just climb really high from a win streak.
Because, I mean, smurfing is actually allowed, isn't it, now? Because they've turned around and said, smurfing isn't an issue.
It was never not allowed.
Well, yeah, so it was frowned upon, wasn't it? It was like weed in Amsterdam. It's sort of tolerable.
So here's the view on smurfing, right? You can't, like, what Blizzard doesn't want you to do is they don't want you to share accounts, right? Like, you can't be, let's say, somebody with a 350 SR account who becomes good friends with someone who's Grandmaster, and they share an account so that the Grandmaster can play all the way up and, mess with the stuff that way. But what you can do is you can buy multiple accounts. Nobody's stopping you from buying multiple accounts. Once you buy the game, I mean, it's yours to play, right? If you want to buy another copy, that's on you, whether or not you think it's worth it. So Blizzard can't stop you from doing that. I mean, I don't think smurfing was ever a bannable offense either.
Well,
someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
It was frowned upon. It wasn't a bannable offense.
Yeah, like what's that joke? It's not illegal. It's frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane.
Oh wow.
There we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Osama.
You went straight there.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
I think you said completely separate things, but let's not get sidetracked here. Because I think what this is to do is it's to counter smurfing. So it's like, all right, go ahead and smurf. We just made it a lot harder to do that. And I forget who I was speaking to. I think it was you, Steak. I was talking to you earlier about smurfing and how a lot of the people that complain about smurfing, you see it online, it'll be like, oh, I'm stuck at insert SR here because every single game I play, it's with 5 people who are smurfing on the other team.
Yeah.
Like, that's not true. That's nowhere close to being true. Smurfing is not nearly as big of a problem.
Yeah, what's guaranteed these days that if you're in below, SRs, you're gonna get at least one smurf, right? That's inevitable. You're gonna get it. I mean, I've noticed it when I'm playing my smurf. Go, oh, there's another smurf here, and then we end up talking and go, oh, what's your main SR and stuff.
I feel like, keep going.
And then there's always one or two, and you always end up maybe befriending them. I mean, that happened to me earlier. I was playing, and someone said you're smurfing. I was like, yeah, and said, what's your main SR? And I went just shy of 4K, and then we ended up grouping and winning a few games. It happens, it's inevitable. It's always going to be there. But you can either embrace it or be a dick about it, really.
Well, because here's the thing. For every one game you get with, like, an elite MLG smurf on the other team, if smurfing was as big of a problem as people made it out to be, you would have smurfs on your team as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not like the Smurfs aren't the reason that anybody's stuck in whatever elo they claim to be stuck in. Um, it's
Probably just their
Symmetras
skill.
are primarily the reason that people are stuck in terrible elos because Symmetra is pure unadulterated cancer.
It's not actually Symmetra, it's actually a Pharaoh.
Yeah. I don't know if I was getting an F or not. I saw it somewhere that she was, but
Isn't she getting the nerf where if she gets hit, she goes down now?
That's what I read, yeah, but I don't know if it's true. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that at least as well. I don't know if that ever made it live or even to PTR, but because I don't play the PTR. But yeah, I guess there's that. And I think the last little bit of Overwatch news I wanted to talk about was about Siegel. For any of you guys who have heard about the latest news about him, have any of you?
No, what's the latest news?
Nope.
So he's stepping down from the primary NRG roster to being a sub, and he is focusing now primarily on streaming until Overwatch League gets set up because he feels that right now the competitive scene in Overwatch, him going to like tournaments or partaking in tournaments right now, is taking away from time he could be streaming, which is more valuable to him at this point in time.
It's how he makes
Once
his living,
Overwatch,
isn't it? Let's be honest.
yeah, he makes his living streaming because right now the competitions are really small. It's not like anything really big. Once Overwatch League starts up, however, it's going to be this a much bigger deal, and he's going to come back to competition then.
It's a tad annoying that the Overwatch League's only going to be in America though, and it's
Yeah, I think what they're probably gonna do is this is what I kind of see. I mean, I might be wrong, but I feel this would make sense. They're gonna try it out in America first, see how that works. It's gonna be like their trial run. If it takes off, it's a huge hit, which I'm predicting it will be. But if they like what they see from that, yeah, they'll expand it to each region has its own Overwatch league. So like there'll be in Americas, a Europe, and an Asia, right? And then there could be some type of whoever wins each, there'll be like a tournament of champions type of thing for like a world championship type of situation, so that they can like spread it out worldwide, but still have like one who's the top dog at all levels. But either way, I mean, I think right now, he said right now he'd be NRG's biggest cheerleader, and he'll still like have their branding and stuff on his streams, but he's taking a step back from competitive. And I don't really know if anybody knows when Overwatch League is actually.
It's next year, isn't it?
All I've seen is soon.
It's next year.
I think
soon.
2018. I read somewhere.
Okay.
Whether or not. I don't know the legitimacy of that claim, but
so his quotes right now. I'm going to read off his quote, and I think it'll kind of clarify a little bit. So here's what he has said. This will be a surprise to most of you, but today I'm announcing that I'm stepping down from NRG's main Overwatch roster to a sub position. For the past year, it's become obvious that I struggle with maintaining a balance between professional play and streaming. In the current Overwatch Pro scene, we're in limbo while we wait for Overwatch League to start up later in the year. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that clarifies it a little bit. Just later in the year.
There's the answer that you wanted.
And straight from the horse's mouth. And he continues, I've been struggling to justify giving up streaming hours to play in the competitive scene during this downtime. As any competitive FPS player knows, it's tough maintaining motivation for small online tournaments, particularly when I know I was letting down my fan base by not having a regular stream. So, I mean, I guess because right now the tournament prize pots aren't very big. So anything he makes winning is kind of nickels and dimes or, small change compared to what he would be making streaming. And also because more people watch him stream than watch, the small tournaments right now. Not many people are watching these tournaments. But I do guess that I actually didn't read that part earlier about when he said later this year. So I think that means later in the year Overwatch League is going to start up, which is exciting news.
It is.
So it wasn't 2018. Maybe, no, probably. Okay. I actually have no timeline of what that could possibly be. That could be like October, or that could be July. Nobody. I mean, it's just later in the year.
Yeah, that's all that means.
But at least it's not. It gives kind of a timeline on soon, so at least that's a positive of.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Overwatch World Cup, isn't it? Where they had it, you know, through what do we call it? Through not regions, but you know, countries or whatever.
Yeah. Either way, all right. So let's just see. So we talked about all the Overwatch news. I think we were planning to talk about so far today. Let's here's a little fun thing. The 5 lowest rated games on Steam.
Ooh.
Now,
No Man's Sky.
I want
Sky.
you guys.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
That's where you'd be surprised. It's
Or Bad
not
Rats.
on that
It's not?
list. It's not. No, Bad Rats is actually very highly rated.
Blood and Bacon is also very highly rated.
Blood and Bacon for sure. So here's the list.
CS:GO.
So the
No.
the first one is Gasp. It's
Right.
it's 19% rating, 19% positive. The summary, I guess,
H1Z1 is on that list,
control-
right?
Nope. You take control of a
No.
lone astronaut that lands on the surface of a planet, and pretty much you have to avoid asteroids. I'm like watching kind of the trailer right now, or like the thing. It's a first-person game. You're trying to meet up with the rest of your crew, and you have to not get hit by asteroids. One of the reviews, and this is fun. Absolutely awful. I spent almost an hour walking in slow motion towards signals in a straight line, never feeling threatened by the slowly hurtling occasional boulder, until I found what looked like an iPod, parentheses, that didn't do anything, and then towards an invisible wall blocking me from any other signals. All caps, do not waste your time here. Oh boy. Sacred 3 is next on the list. It's from the Sacred Action RPG series, and I mean, apparently it's a series of games. I'd never heard of them before, but reviews don't look too good. One of them being, okay, guys, I try not to write bad reviews, but this game is just missing everything Sacred has been through the years. Quest, freedom, diversity is gone, replaced by arcade game with bad cutscenes and disgraceful gameplay. So,
Someone's mad.
So these people do sound upset. I mean, if these games weren't free to play, I would be upset as well.
I mean, I wouldn't be
Here's
bothered. I mean, it's free to play. It's not like it cost him a fortune, is it?
Yeah, if it wasn't though, if they paid for that, then that's when it gets. Here's a surprise though. Command and Conquer 4. I wouldn't expect a Command and Conquer game on this list, but it's what's it? It's apparently all they did was they did a bunch of really weird stuff to the Command and Conquer series, so it's still at the core an RTS, but they made it like weird, I guess.
Weird.
And the review is playing skirmish mode over and over again to grind levels, to even be able to use all the units in a faction, and apparently you can't build bases. The campaign is terrible. You need constant internet to play. And
what do you expect on a game that's based on Steam?
No, you can play Steam games offline.
Yeah, I know, but,
little to no resource
collection.
collections.
Steam is a internet based. You know, everything. The majority of their games is the best experience when you're online.
The last sentence of this really hammers down the point he's trying to make here. I really like this one. I can confidently say I have downloaded malware more enjoyable than this.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, the rest are just, really strange indie games that I think I've never heard of before. One of them is first-person survival game where the main character is an alcoholic. The review for that one was, it's called Day One Gary's Incident. You know how some games are so bad that they're good? Well, this is not one of those games.
Oh wow, okay.
So
God, he's really mad.
got straight to the point. And then there's another one which is a racing game, I guess. There's ragdoll physics and a lot of crashing.
Well, Ragdoll
So
I played Ragdoll Physics. To be fair, it's actually quite a good game.
no. Ragdoll physics isn't the gameplay kind of
There's a game
mechanic.
There's a game called Ragdoll Physics or something like that. I can't. But you pretty much just control a ragdoll and you got to try and get it around like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
this game is. So this one is Flat Out 3 Chaos and Destruction. I think the name speaks volumes, but some quotes from the review. This game is absolutely horrible. I do not recommend it. Crashing does not feel good when it should in this type of game. The graphics look ugly. The first Flat Out from 2004 looks better than this game. Oh boy, I was actually, I expected the bottom to be just like the bottom 5 to be like knockoff games or like, shitty Left 4 Dead 2 mods, things like that.
Everyone knows that classic Left 4 Dead game.
Left 4 Dead, oh boy.
Thunder Buddy expansion.
Anyways, I expected it to be like shitty Left 4 Dead 2 mods or like, some source games that like some 10-year-old made and became a insane elite game developer. But no, these are like people put production value like into these games. Like Command and Conquer was on the list. So, I don't know. I'm genuinely surprised that it got 18% positive reviews. Now let's go here. The next thing on my list to talk about, we're moving over from Steam to Nintendo. It is the NES Classic is being discontinued.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So. It, right?
Well, no, they made the they had this North American production run of the NES Classic, which was a.
They had it in here as well. They had it here, like a mini console. That was like 50.
Oh yeah, okay, so they had it there. So, but well, I know they're at least stopping North American production. I don't know about anywhere else, but according to Nintendo, in a statement towards IGN, they said the NES Classic Edition wasn't intended to be an ongoing long-term product. However, due to high demand, we did add extra shipments to our additional plans. And now I think that the prices of these are going through the roof, like 2 to 3 times what their prices, like the sale price was on eBay now, I think. Which, I don't know why they wouldn't make something like this just like a long-term product. It doesn't hurt them to have more available. I don't get their idea to stop that. If anyone else could explain that to me, that'd be great.
No, I don't know.
Steak? I know you're up in Nintendo's arms.
What
do you think?
Paycheck.
Yeah.
I like my Wii U, but
I've heard nothing but bad things about the Wii U, to be fair. So it's kind of put me off getting one.
I have 2 regular Nintendo Wiis.
I have a Nintendo Wii which I haven't brought out the closet for about a year.
Yeah, see, one of them, we don't have like cables or anything for. It's like we have 1 set of cables and 2 Wiis. I actually didn't even know we had a second Wii until earlier this year. So the Nintendo Wii hasn't been relevant for a while. But that's the last Nintendo console I had. Wait, was the 3DS out? Yeah, never mind. I have a 3DS, but I don't play.
I was gonna buy a
have
3DS
a
actually, just for the
DSi,
just for the pure reason that I wanted to play Pokemon.
and I
Yeah,
also
I played
have
Pokemon.
a Wii.
If
Uh,
Pokemon wasn't, strictly prohibited to Nintendo, Nintendo would be done. They're not,
You
yeah,
can
you know,
still
because
play it.
they're not exactly bringing out
Nintendo.
great fucking consoles, are they, and stuff. So it's not.
Yeah, Nintendo's relying on their, like Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Pokemon, those games being console exclusives to Nintendo, to be, to stay afloat. If those were cross-platform games, nobody would buy a Nintendo console.
No,
They haven't innovated in a long fucking time.
I think the last innovation was the Wii. The 3DS was just a gigantic gimmick. I mean, I don't know. I think I can count on my fingers how many times I actually used the 3D functions of that.
I have one, and I turn it on to look at it and show people, and that's about it.
Yeah,
It gives
just
me a
wastes battery
migraine.
life, and it gives me a headache. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like. And didn't they add the mobile game? Is it
Mario Run.
Mario Run? So that's like it just looks, at least to me, a clear cash grab. Um, Pokemon
Here,
Go,
we'll give you the
Mario
first
Run.
level. We'll give you the first level, then charge you $15 for the second half, or for the rest of it.
I mean, it's like Pokemon Go. So in the sense, they are expanding, I guess, their market to mobile games as well. But until they make a fully fledged Pokemon game entirely for mobile, I don't think that people are gonna, because right
Well,
now it's just those little, it's like Candy Crush. They're relying on the in-app purchases. If they made a $45 full-fledged Pokemon game that they sold, or however much the Pokemon games go for nowadays, that they sold through.
Last Pokemon game I bought was Ruby, I think, when it was back on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, I had that one.
But
I just did also get Sun and Moon as well.
Yeah, well, today I did download Sun and Moon because I have a 3DS emulator, which, fuck you, Nintendo.
Yeah, I have Citra.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, so
fuck you, Nintendo.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, also Nintendo, we don't like you because you copyright claimed our video for the Content ID system. So
Microsoft don't do that, and Sony don't do that. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's all.
Atlas does. Atlas does, though.
Yeah, well,
that
guess
happened
what?
to my Lamau RIP.
We haven't had that issue with them, so until it becomes my problem, I don't care. What was that? Yeah. It's a classic managerial tactic. Until it becomes my problem, I don't care.
Yeah. Until it affects you directly, you can sort it yourself.
I should write a book on how to lead. But either way, so I think we can determine now that Nintendo doesn't know what they're doing. They're floundering around, and they need to relax their copyright stuff a little bit. And I think also something that I wanted to talk about was the Star Wars trailer. For anybody who's seen it.
What, The Last Jedi?
Hey, you know what? It's tangentially related because I'm sure they will make a game of it.
They didn't make a game of the last one.
Not yet.
Something's on point.
They're gonna have a Lego Star Wars. You know that.
There's always a Lego Star Wars. There's always a Lego
something. There's gonna be the Lego Star Wars. So this is where we're predicting how well the game's gonna be based on the movie. I don't know if any of you have seen the trailer. I've tried to avoid it.
I've seen it. Yeah, it doesn't give too much away. That's all I'll get. That's all I'll say. It's quite a subtle trailer.
Oh, okay. So then it's worth actually watching.
Yeah. It's not like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer, which pretty much gives you the fucking plot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, it's trailers now. I'm afraid to watch trailers because it's like, well, I could watch the trailer on YouTube and then I don't spend $10 going to see the movie, or like $12 or whatever it is now to go watch movies.
Really? That's how expensive it is in America? You can go to viewing.
Yeah, well,
get it for £4.
I mean, It depends on where you go. You can find it for cheaper too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Steak goes to the movies a lot more than I do, so Steak would know about that pricing scheme if he's here.
I'm still here. I mean, movies are movies. I mean, they're.
We're talking about how expensive they are, buddy. How much does it cost to get in the door?
I went the movie that I went and saw was what, like $15 for two people.
15 for two? Jesus. It must just be a California thing then, because I'm spending $11 on a ticket. And if I want to see IMAX, that's just like $18. So it's frustrating to say the least. Because I have to either try to find, like those $5 Tuesdays, or I have to go to some like random middle of nowhere theater with like one screen that's sold out all the time to try to get a movie for a reasonable price. I don't know. Either way, so now at this time, I am going to leave the floor open for what anyone else wants to talk about because I've finished my little bit. I've talked enough. As much as I love the sound of my own voice.
You do. You really do.
Oh, wow, Jinx. Really, really good Reinhardt play right there.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping I could charge the first person that came around the corner, and it turns out there was 6 people there.
Yeah, pro play. But I mean, if anybody else has anything to talk about, now is the time.
I don't.
I don't think there's any up and coming changes that I can talk about. To any heroes really that we know about anyway.
Doesn't have to be about Overwatch. Could be anything.
Well, Paladins then. Let's go for it, right? You wanted this.
Honestly, I'm okay to talk about Paladins. Convince me why I should play Paladins. This is going to be fun.
It's a great game. It's actually a great game.
But I couldn't convince you to play it because you're too stuck up your own ass about Overwatch.
No, if you give me good reasons as to why I should play it, like a good, convincing argument, I will play the game.
If you play it, then your elo on Overwatch is going to go higher.
Yeah, well, I actually generally believe that is true because Paladins is a much more relaxed game and you don't have to worry about, especially if you're not competitive about Paladins.
Wait, what? Well, you see, I think what you guys are saying is making sense in your own heads independently, but when you hear it out loud, if you play this back, you're gonna realize how little sense you guys are making.
No, what do you mean? You're generally, if you're practicing Paladins, your aim and everything's gonna get better in Overwatch without hurting your stats in Overwatch.
No, see, because what I was trying to say was what I got from what you were saying was it's more. You should play it because it's more relaxed. Is that what I'm getting?
That's part of it, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, I mean, I could just play arcade or.
You could play just arcade, but you wouldn't be getting the benefits. That is of playing the amazing game that is Paladins.
So yeah, no. What are those other benefits? That's what I want to know.
Well. If you're like you're new to Overwatch, say, right, and you want, but you can't. How you want to play Overwatch, but you haven't got the money to, you haven't got $35, dollars to splash out.
See, but here's the thing. I'm not asking you to convince, any Tom, Dick, or Harry to play Overwatch, to play Paladins. I'm saying someone like me, who's an established Overwatch player, who has played Paladins in the past, right?
To be fair, you based your whole Paladins experience when you're level 4 and you play against bots until you're level 4.
Oh yeah, against bots.
So you're basing your whole... It's basically makes you play against bots so you can, learn every single, hero that's in the game before you sort of just jump into it.
Okay, well,
And then you based your Paladins experience saying it's a rubbish game and you're slating Paladins because it's an Overwatch ripoff based on the whole, the ideology about it being an Overwatch ripoff when you played against bots and you haven't played against, proper people with strategies, etc.
Well, I did like Fernando. That is the positive. Fernando is my favorite, by far.
Big Fernando.
Big Fernando.
Basic Fernando.
Basic Fernando. That's not gonna die for me. I'll remember that the rest of my life.
Is that? No, yeah. So it's the community. 9 times out of 10, you're obviously always going to get the odd game where you're going to get a knobhead, right? But
yeah,
the community on Paladins, but obviously bearing in mind it is a lot smaller, it is a lot better. There's people who actually are friendly, which you don't seem to find on Overwatch unless you play in America, because especially on EU, you just get Russians and. No offense to any Russians. Yeah,
you get all that suka bliad,
yeah.
rush B.
Yeah.
Because Rush V Suka Blath was so funny the first time people did it. CS 1.6.
Yeah. But yeah,
CS 1.6.
I'd say come 6 months down the line, because Paladins is getting updated a hell of a lot more than Overwatch is. So
is it like a bunch of small updates constantly, or is it like
they update what, like every Tuesday?
Yeah, every week, and you don't know
every week.
All of a sudden, randomly, there's going to be a new hero, or there's going to be a new map, or a game mode, or you don't know. It's whenever. But there's always something new every week that you can play, and it's quite interesting to see. Like they brought out.
And if you're
I mean, I can admit with Paladins there is some similarities between Overwatch and Paladins, but bearing in mind they came out about the same time. I mean, Paladins might have been like a month later, but so there's no way that they, completely ripped off Overwatch.
I mean, from what I hear, there's a lot of characters in Paladins which are just like a poor man's version of the Overwatch character.
But they're combined, aren't they? I mean, if you look at something like Fernando, which is
Winston and Reinhardt.
Yeah, a bit of Winston, a bit of Reinhardt. And then you also look at Meve, for example, right? She's obviously a bit like a Genji, which you wouldn't know. You haven't played it in that long. You have no idea who Meve is.
I've seen Green Beans play. I've watched Bean stream Paladins.
I hear Roblox is a pretty boss game too.
I actually
Roblox is the best game.
So I played Roblox with Green Beans, and I genuinely enjoyed it. It really did change my entire perspective of Roblox.
Well, I mean, that was only because we were playing with hacks.
Shh, nobody else needs to know. But it was still fun. I mean, I'm not trying to play Roblox like in a very competitive, serious fashion. I'm just trying to, Roblox is something that I feel isn't a very serious game. It's more, what's the word?
It's super casual.
Yeah, it's like Minecraft, right? It's a casual game. No one plays Minecraft competitively. Please don't correct me if I'm wrong.
Spleef tournament.
I think there is a competitive mode.
Competitive mode?
I'm pretty sure there's like a Spleef competitive or something.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between hardcore people competing on a singular objective, and there's a difference between who can build item X the fastest, right? So it's what I'm more so talking about is Roblox isn't like any type of first-person shooter. Like if you can't compare Roblox to something like CS:GO, right?
You can.
CS:GO.
You can compare any game to any game.
Can.
Really.
Well, no. In terms of how competitive
Roblox offensive.
In terms of how competitive it is what I'm trying to say. Like obviously, Roblox has game modes.
Overwatch to bloody CS:GO. It's not. It's never gonna even compete in the competitive scene.
Well, not if Blizzard has anything to say about it with Overwatch League.
Well, to be fair, Overwatch is getting pretty popular because it's unique, isn't it?
Yeah, because Overwatch is the hot new thing, and everybody and their cousin wants
Green
to be
Beans,
playing.
You got healer. Fuck this shit. I'm sorry to interrupt the stream, but fucking, I can't do this with a fucking.
Oh my god, 6 HP. You're at 6 HP right now on the stream, and Arissa just took your health pack. I just saw you die. 6 HP. Oh, you're at 6 HP for a good 10-20 seconds there.
We have a solo Zen heal. I mean, what am I supposed to do with this shit?
Well, come on, tank. Do what your name intends. Just tank the damage.
I actually, believe it or not, I'm actually in the top 5% already for tanks, just in quick play.
Right, oh wow, you're so cool. Did you tell your mom as well?
Let me ask her.
Oh,
Why don't you ask her for me, bro?
I'll ask her later tonight. Oh boy. At least I'm kind of happy that Steak stopped making those mom jokes that he used to make all the time. But I feel like the void has been filled by everyone else. Particularly me. I think I've started doing that too much. I need to stop. Just like Dave. God, I was gonna say Dave. Steak's mom needs to stop being all over me. Haha.
Ah,
Why would you ult and then hack? Wait, Lazy Turtle. Is that a common name? I feel like I've seen 3 or 4 people with the username Lazy Turtle.
yeah, it's fairly common, I guess.
It's a streamer, isn't it?
Oh, is it a streamer? That
No,
explains
it.
it.
Won't be a streamer.
No, people just like. I mean, I'm really surprised. Like, for how well some of these streamers are known, you don't see like copycats with their names.
Fuck him.
don't worry, I got you guys. I have my ult. Bastion ult coming in. Don't cap it. Don't cap. There we go. Don't cap it. There you go. I'll quit with the Bastion ult.
Okay, let's see. So you solo ulted the ult in Torbjorn, but didn't take out his turrets. Turret singular, sorry. Either way, so Paladins
He's better than Overwatch.
is better than Overwatch. You'd go that far?
I'd go that far.
In some aspects, it's better than Overwatch. In others, it's not.
As an overall, like if you had to rate each game on a scale of 1 to 10,
Well, Overwatch.
what would you rate each?
Even Overwatch wouldn't even be in the high. It would be about 6, and then.
So, like, yeah. That being said, right? What would you rate both of those games?
Paladins would be about 5, and Overwatch would be a 6, I reckon. If Paladins was.
What would you rate a 10?
What?
What would you rate as a 10?
I wouldn't.
CS 1.6.
I wouldn't say any game is currently worth rating a 10. Maybe.
Well, no, of all time, any game.
Oh.
Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mixes would be my 10.
You're 10? And then where would you put Overwatch and Roblox, Paladins on your list?
At the bottom. The only reason why I wouldn't rate any game out of 10 because there's no game that does everything that you want, because there's always going to be something that's like, oh, well, I can't do that, so what the fuck's the point in playing? It's like a never-ending battle of games.
I mean, I can see what you're saying, but did the Zen ult? Yeah.
Yeah, 5 seconds too late.
Yeah,
okay.
we can't win this with a Zen and Lucio heal. I've never won a game with them 2 healing. And this shit DPS. We've got a Torb and a fucking Bastion on attack. I mean, we're never...
And a Hanzo.
I have gold damage done.
We're never pushing this.
Jesus Christ, you're Bastion. I'd hope you have gold damage. It's when Soldier 76 says, "Oh, all right, hold on." I think your biggest problem is that you're solo tanking.
What happened to our Orisa that we had?
He left because of shit.
Okay, well, so Paladins at a 5 and Overwatch at a 6. Let's get back onto topic real quick.
Yeah.
Paladins at a 5, Overwatch at a 6. So then, and nothing's a 10. So what's the highest rated game? Like, what game do you think is the closest to what you would think is, the best?
You'd be looking at like I don't know. You'd be looking at like maybe an Ubisoft game. It's got detail like maybe like an Assassin's Creed or
Division.
Yeah, something that's got like a story.
So,
if Overwatch had like a PvE game mode, then it would be a hell of a lot better game. Like like a story, like a campaign.
Like a campaign mode.
Like
yeah.
Call of Duty, you know what I mean? But
I mean, I see what you're saying for sure. Um, if they even made that like a DLC option, right? Like you could pay for a campaign mode. I would probably buy that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably would buy that.
Which begs the question, why hasn't it been done yet?
Don't know. Steak, you just walked past a fucking widow and you weren't even attempted to kill it.
That widow has been flanking you guys the whole round.
You're about to see on that on the stream, right?
I saw. Yeah, no,
You're
I saw.
about to see, yeah, right there you go, right? And now watch Steak just behind him, not doing anything to help. Why the fuck does Junkrat do so much damage? That is in there.
Didn't he just get buffed?
Not yet, he hasn't.
Oh, the he doesn't do damage to himself hasn't gone live.
No, that one, yeah, that's live. But I won't say that's like a.
So that's a buff.
Hardly a buff. It's just normal, isn't it? It's just what was expected of him.
Well, no, I mean it changed the way that he. Oh, jeez, what was that charge? Either way, I guess if I had to put something out there, I mean, Overwatch, in my eyes, well, just by the nature of the way the game is, because every time someone wins, someone else has to lose, right? Um, and because of that, my perception of that is really skewed because I get salty. Um, but trying to be as objectively neutral as I can, I'd say Overwatch is, yeah, a 6 or 7. Um, but at the same time, there are games I would give 10s to. Uh, I think that, well, Half Life and likewise Black Mesa, Half Life 2 and Black Mesa are both solid games in contention for like a 10. Um,
Agree.
and then, what else? This isn't, I mean, obviously there's going to be bias because it's a personal preference type of thing, but the Mass Effect games, particularly 1 and 2, are 8 or 9s. What else?
I mean, it depends. Do you like games that basically, destroy the storyline? Because, that's a thing.
I mean, what do you mean destroy the storyline?
Your choices matter. Not really, but
Why do you think I didn't? I didn't include 3 on that list for a reason. Now, see, me personally, I didn't have a problem with the ending of 3. I kind of realized why they had to do it the way they did it, and with the director's cut, they did also fix quite a bit of it, because they actually expanded with the extended cut, whatever they ended up calling it. Um, it was what I'm at a loss for words here. The first 99% of the game was good, and I'd say the reason that it was got such a negative reception was partly because, yeah, the expectation. However, if they had to advance the series, past the Shepard's trilogy, because they clearly said, what is it? That 3 was going to be the last game with Commander Shepard, and it was a loose end they had to tie off. So I mean, technically speaking, Shepard could be alive, with that one ending that you have to work kind of hard to get at. But what is it? I mean, they did what they kind of had to do, because there's no other way they could have and had the next games without Commander Shepard, without Blake killing Shepard.
Never mind. Go ahead.
What's moving me about her?
What do you mean?
I was just being pushed about and.
I thought you were just moving by yourself.
It's a ghost. The ghost of Reinhardt's past. Let's see. Okay. So I mean, if you can propose an alternative to the way they did it, that would accomplish kind of the same goals they were going for, or Jinx, you are just screwed. Well, I don't know what happened there. All right, yeah, we're getting a little bit distracted, but back on to yeah. It is what it would be really hard for them to, come up with something that makes everybody happy. I mean, oh wow, you guys are getting steamrolled.
Yeah, well, we've got a stupid comp, man. We got Fuckarissa Genji.
Wait, do you only have one healer?
Yeah, which is why I'm really considering fucking swapping off tank.
No, you can't do it, man. You can't do it. You gotta stay strong.
I just had high ping.
I don't know, but we'll get a fucking single heal. This fucking Mercy's dog shit bollocks, man. I'm gonna go fucking.
Okay, well, there's an Ana now, I guess. Either way, oh boy. So before I think Jinx kills somebody, it would be a good idea to well, not that, but I think with that, we're gonna call it a broadcast here. I think that's good. I just saw what happened. And thank you, everybody for watching. Well, for anyone who's watching live, and then which would be just the four of us.
I'm not watching.
I think. Yeah, you are. It says the Jinx is watching right now.
Oh, it's in the top.
Yeah. Either way, this is going to be up onto the YouTube channel as soon as we can get it on there. So be sure to follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube. The link is going to be somewhere on the Discord. We don't have a custom URL for our YouTube yet, so working on that. But also, for the latest news and updates, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at facebook.com/ArisParadise and twitter.com/ArisParadise, one word. So, yeah, we'll see you next week. And you can close the stream now.
Bye, cunts.
Tune in at 7, 8 Central PM.